Star point guard Isaiah Reiser. Hi, Isaiah Reiser.
This is Isaiah Reiser, fifth player in school history to hit 1,000 points.
1,000-point club. Top 5 scorer in program history at Copper Hills. A great chance of leaving his time as the all-time program scoring leader.
He scored 408 points this season and is averaging 18.5 per game. He also leads him in assists with 92. He's hit 43 pointers and has 27 steals.
We're on site at Copper Hills High School in West Jordan, Utah with star phenom Isaiah Reiser. Excited to get to know him a little bit better today, and let's jump right into it. Isaiah, how are you doing?
I'm good. I'm blessed to be here. Great day.
Isaiah, take us through this last year, your junior season. What are some moments that really stood out for you?
I definitely have to say the 1,000-point game. It was a goal I wrote down going into the season that I wanted to accomplish, and I got it, and it was just a special night. It's just games you dream of as a kid, and it was just a moment that I hope to not forget.
Did you know going into that game how many points you needed to get to 1,000?
Yeah, I want to say no, but I definitely had it in the back of my mind of how much I needed. It wasn't probably till halftime that I kind of realized, like, oh, I have a really good shot at, hitting it, and that's kind of when I knew, like, how much more I needed and how much, like the math I tried to do in the head, how much I needed a quarter and stuff like that. So. And
we were at that game. You ended up with 34. How many did you need to get to 1,000?
I want to say it was like 32 or something like that, or 33. Like, I just remember I got it by like one basket or something like that. So it was pretty crazy that it was that close. But
watching that game, it didn't seem like you were forcing it. It didn't seem like it was a selfish endeavor that you were on. The game came to you naturally. And so I kind of had a question around that. As you're going into a game, how do you balance getting your own and finding those opportunities to really score because you were a scoring sensation with keeping the team involved, keeping your teammates involved, and not kind of playing hero ball, if that makes sense?
Yeah, for sure. I just try and go out there and make the right play. The main goal is to win a game, so whatever I have to do to win, one night that's me scoring 30-something points, okay, but if one night I'm scoring 10 to 15, but I have like 10 assists or, just making the right plays, that's really all I try and do every night.
I think easy to say you were cooking that night.
Yeah, there's just some nights where the ball just goes your way and, it's just crazy.
How did basketball become part of your life?
Yeah, growing up, my dad started me early. My dad played college basketball growing up, so it was kind of just always ran in the family. My cousins, my uncles, they all played college basketball, so it was definitely, ran in the family. So probably started junior jazz around like 5 to 6 maybe, and then ever since then, played AAU with my cousins, and then until high school. And then we all kind of went separate ways, but we've been playing with each other for a really long time.
At what age did it become serious? Like junior jazz is kind of fun and all that, but at what point was it, okay, I'm going to spend time outside of just my team's practices and get better?
Yeah, definitely. I would say like a switch flipped in my head around like, I'm a little late starter, but I would probably say middle school is kind of when I realized like, okay, like these dudes are getting good. So it's like I can't sit on the couch and play video games all day and go shoot for like 30 minutes. It's like I got to put more time into it. So I'd probably say around middle school is when I really saw an improvement.
You mentioned your cousins. You've got a lot of high-profile cousins in the state of Utah.
Yep.
And you're all similar sizes. You all seem to have similar haircuts. You all have similar games.
Yeah.
What is that like? How close are you off of the court, and how often do you actually play against each other?
Yeah, no, we're all really close. It's always fun to play with them and these events, school games. Me and Carlo are in the same region, so we get to play each other twice a year, which is sometimes even 3 because we'll play them in like the Skyridge tournament or something. But off the court, we see each other at family reunions. We'll go work out with each other whenever. Like, we'll just hit each other up and see what we're doing. We all play on the same AAU team now, which is kind of crazy too. So, it's not like we don't see each other a lot. We're always around each other. So,
Isaiah, did you play any other sports growing up?
Yeah, just at the younger ages, I played like pee-wee football. That didn't last very long. I got like blindside tackled one game and just never really came back because it was just, I didn't like getting hit. So,
yeah.
I also played baseball. I liked baseball. I was pretty good at it. I was pretty fast. So if I got on base, I was kind of just a automatic run, which was pretty fun. But yeah, I knew once I started growing up, I had to choose between one sport if I wanted to really pursue and be good at it. So I chose basketball, and I think I made the right choice. So
That's awesome. I want to talk a little bit about your style on the court here. And you mentioned that you and your cousins all have strengths and weaknesses. What do you consider the strengths of your game right now?
definitely I can score the ball. I feel like I can create for my teammates as well. I know how to read a defense pretty good, like the way they're set up, or like if the person's guarding me, know their tendencies, kind of like watch film on how they play defense is what I would like to do. And getting in the paint, coming to two, their guy helps, they're in the corner, hit them for a shot, just things like that.
I'm going to kind of brag for you a little bit, is in the games that we watched you play, I think your defense is highly underrated in the sense of your scoring gets a lot of attention because that's what a lot of people look at.
Yeah.
But your on-ball defense and your team defense, I think, is a huge plus for anybody who does get to watch you, pay attention to you playing defense too. Is that something that you consciously take pride in, or is that just something that naturally comes to you?
Yeah, for sure. Coach Allfrey's big on defense. So, just going in knowing that like basketball isn't just one side of the floor. You also got to play defense on the other side. So it's kind of, always in the back of your head that you want to have energy for offense, but you also got to, give it your all on defense so you guys can have opportunities to score.
We were at the game in this gym when you were playing against number 1 ranked Harriman and Carlo, right? A great matchup.
Yeah.
You were out of control on fire. And you guys just fell short just a couple points in that game, but I got to tell you, you guys gave them everything that they could handle.
I know that one still hurts a little bit.
No, but you played awesome. Again, I think on paper you look at they were the number 1 ranked team in the state, and you guys gave them everything they could handle. What does pressure feel like to you? So going into big games like that, big moments, whether that's with family or not, or close games, how does pressure kind of feel to you in the moment?
Yeah. Well, over the years, I feel like I've definitely gotten better with all the pressure. Freshman year, I was just like probably trying to think like a deer in headlights probably. Like I didn't know what was going on. I just came in, I'm a freshman. I'm like, I haven't grown much since then, so I'm the same height. But, I was just like this little kid, not knowing really what to do. But over the years, I've kind of learned that like at the end of the day, it's just a basketball game, People come to watch you play. So like all you really need to focus on is just the moment and everything you can control. And if some games, like some nights, things aren't going to go your way. Like I had some games last season where I couldn't make a shot, but like you just got to keep going, And about the Harriman game, we kind of all felt as a team that Harriman kind of like had all the pressure on them because they're the number 1 seed, one loss and they're going to go down, 1 win and we're going up. So it's kind of like anything we do, we can knock them off. And if they're not worried so much about losing the number 1 spot, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Do you enjoy playing under pressure? Do you get bored without pressure?
Yeah, I definitely enjoy the pressure. If sports didn't have pressure, then what's the fun in that, So definitely pressure is like where their moments like the players are made names for themselves,
Yeah. We started this podcast based around our sons. So our sons are 10 years old right now, coming up, and they love basketball and they really want to get better, but mine at least struggles with the perfectionism. So you mentioned there's a game where you didn't shoot well. If he has that happens, he kind of implodes on himself and it cries and all of that stuff, which I did as a kid too. Was that ever a thing for you as well? Was a perfectionism part of your life, and is it still, or how do you get over that?
Yeah, for sure. I definitely have that problem. My family's big on that with me. I can tend to be hard on myself sometimes, but it's just because you know how like what you're capable of. For me, at least, I know the time I put in, and it can be frustrating when like things don't go your way because it can kind of come off as like I put all this work in, but it's not working out. But you just kind of got to realize that like you got to do everything you can control, and not everything's going to go your way. It's just how you deal with things and how you bounce back.
In the moment when you're seeing red, right, when things aren't going well,
Yeah.
is there anything that you do consciously to try to bring yourself back down to level?
Just I just try to be confident and just remember all the time I put in, just to be confident in my next shot. Because, if you're thinking so much during the game, like the shot probably isn't going to go in. So you just gotta, stay true to yourself and remember all the time that you put in, and just have confidence in your next shot.
Talk to us about your favorite move, or maybe your favorite shot, your preferred shot. Where are you trying to get on the floor?
I probably had to say just high percentage shot for me, just anywhere in the mid-range area. I really like the mid-range. Just I feel like it's the smoothest shot in basketball to get to. You get to your spot, and yeah, just try and make it as much as you can.
That's great. How do you deal with the fact that every team that you go against is game planning to stop you, right? So in those pre-game meetings and the practices leading up to it, as they're scouting the team, they're like, we have to figure out a way to stop Isaiah. Does that come into your mind at all? How does your coach kind of help you get to those spots where you get good looks? What does that look like?
Yeah, definitely. I'm aware, but it's just the confidence again, knowing that like they're game planning for you for a reason, so not to just be in your head too much. Don't let it like go over your head. Just know that they're going to be, double teaming you, sending different defenses at you throughout the game. So just being prepared for that. And during practices, we'll have some of our JV guys send 3 or 2 people at me just to, get me prepared for what the other teams will be doing. So, just be prepared a lot for that stuff.
I think it's amazing because we were talking before we came in here of you averaged, I think, 18 this year a game, and most high school varsity players won't score 18 points ever in their career in a game, and that's what you're averaging.
Yeah.
And so the ability to do that at the highest level, you're in the biggest high school in the state, you're at the highest level in the state is impressive. So kudos to you for doing that.
Thank you.
On that same note, let's talk about some of your teammates. Talk to us about some of your teammates that you had from this past season, things you liked about them, shout-outs if you want, and what you have to look forward to coming back next year after losing a few key seniors.
For sure. I'll start with Boston Lamborn. He was like my best friend. We grew up playing all through years. Was lucky enough for him to transfer here and play together. I just know every time that he's on the court that I look for him and have confidence that he's going to make the shot. And he's just a great kid on and off the court. So, yeah, shout out Boston. And then I'll go with Wesley. He was a big help last year. Same thing. He was a knockdown shooter. Every time that I saw him, I knew that the shot was going in. And if not, it's a good shot if he's shooting it. Also, smart kid, just great kid. Next, I'll do Austin. Ormond, we're really good friends. He's once again, great shooter. He's like our only lefty on the team. It's pretty cool that he's left-handed just to give us some, difference. But again, he could shoot the ball. I think in that Westlake game, he maybe had like our last game of the season, like 4 or 5 threes. I think he led our team in 3-point percentages. So again, just knockdown shooter. Yeah. And I don't want to leave like anybody else out, but like everybody just played a key role and stuff on our team, and this is probably the best team that I've had like throughout my high school career. So,
Yeah, you mentioned that your Wesley's graduating. He's a big guy, big and tall. Boston is thick, like he's a strong dude too. You're losing some size. So what are you looking forward to this next year, and how do you cope with losing some size?
Definitely just we gotta play like dogs and have a mentality because we know we're not the tallest or strongest team, but we just got to box out every possession, play with the intensity, and we know we're fast and quick. That's the strength that we have over most teams, so we just got to use that to our strengths.
Yeah.
How do you not fall into a trap game and get pumped up for a game that you should win? It should be an easy win for you, but you don't overlook it. How do you kind of prepare yourself for those games?
Yeah, definitely just have the same goal every night going into the game, that the main goal is to win. We tend to not judge teams off of their records because high school basketball is so hit or miss. It's not like you can have one game and then go ahead and be a top 5 team in the state the next. So we know every team that we play is usually solid and can win in any other region, or our region's pretty tough. So I'm sure if any team went into another region, they would definitely have a lot more wins. So just know that they can play.
Yeah, you're going into your 4th year of varsity basketball, and the region is getting shifted a little bit this next year, but what traditionally have been some tougher teams in the region to prepare for and that going in is going to be a battle?
Yeah, I'd definitely say this year Corner Canyon was a big one. Bingham always is a tough place, especially to play at their place. They got a good student section. They're always loud. I want to say Harriman, but I feel like we handled Harriman as well as we could. Just a few shots in the last moment didn't go our way, a few plays, but they're a tough team as well. But yeah, I'd probably say Corner Canyon and Bingham were the hardest for us this year.
What does game day look like for you? What kind of traditions do you have? Any superstitions? What does that look like?
Yeah, superstitions, I definitely have a lot. I'm definitely big on that. I think my freshman year, I showered before a game, like right before a game, and I played horrible. So after that, I said no more showers right before the game. And I'm not saying I don't shower. I'm just saying right before the game. So yeah, I don't shower right before games. I try not to take naps because I also took a nap before a game my freshman year and didn't play good. I always got to go to, it's kind of weird, but before every game I go to Subway, I don't get a foot long, but a 6-inch turkey on white. I got my order. I go and do that.
Do they know who you are at this point? Do you just walk in and say, "I'll have the
Reiser"? Yes.
Yeah. I know their workers pretty well, so yeah, I guess you could say so. But yeah, game days, I just try and stay off like technology, let my mind be free and no distractions really. Try and get off social media, not tend into like what's going on Instagram or whatever. So yeah, just kind of stay to myself, hang out with family, eat healthy and get all the carbs I need for the game.
I want to know who's on the playlist.
Yeah. I got Drake is my GOAT. I know every Drake song in the back of my head. But then, there's moods for every game or moment. So if it's not Drake, it's probably like I like Morgan Wallen, country singer.
Mm-hmm.
I got a little mixture. There's this artist named Giveon. Some of the people out there might know him. He's got a good voice, just calming music. I like that. So, I got a mixture in the playlist, but I would have to say Drake is definitely like the go-to guy.
So in baseball, they have like a walkout song. What would be your walkout song as they introduce you?
Shoot. Yeah, just anything by Drake probably. But he's got too many good songs to just name one. But yeah, anything Drake, it don't matter.
That's awesome. Back when I played, I was kind of calm. I like to be pretty level. Others like to yell and scream and get up, and same thing with the music choices. They want either hard rock or some are listening to classic music. Yeah. What kind of style do you prefer? Especially, let's talk about getting in games. Is it yelling and screaming at each other? Is it pretty low key level? What does that look like?
Yeah, definitely. I'm a more shallow, quiet guy before the games. I would like to keep the energy for the game. I don't want to get all hyped for the moment and then, not have it for the game. So definitely just calm, listen to my music, not talk to my teammates as much, just, stay in your bubble. And then once we go through the player intros, like that's when I get a little more hyped and upgoing, and that's when we're all high-fiving each other, huddling up. So you definitely feel the adrenaline rush too. So it's a great feeling to feel that.
That's awesome.
This is really a question here for my co-host Eric, and the question's to you though, Isaiah. But what's your favorite basketball shoe? Because Eric over here is definitely a shoe guy. So
yeah, I'm into shoes myself. I probably have to say I wore Kobe Bryant's this past season. I think Kobe 8s. I had a white pair and a blue pair. They're pretty good. They're falling apart on me now, so I'd probably put them up there. They were a good shoe, but my top one tier is probably like the Kyrie 4s or Kyrie 7s. Like Kyrie basketball shoes were just the best, and it sucks that they stopped making them. But they're probably the best shoe that I've ever worn.
Have you tried any of like the Anti-Kais?
I haven't yet.
Okay.
I'm scared to. I don't know why. It's just like something. They just don't have like the same like build almost kind of like they just look totally different. So I just kind of went to the Kobe side and started wearing Kobe's.
Did you have any sort of like a team shoe? Were there any rules around what shoes you could and couldn't wear?
Yeah, we sent a links and we talked about it before. We all wanted the same color, so we didn't look like a crazy parade out there on the court. So we all had white shoes for home games and dark shoes for away games. So nothing really brand wise, but just same colors.
How many jersey colorways do you guys have?
We have 3 right now, home, away, and then we have like a city edition one. But we get new jerseys this year, so we'll have to see what they look like.
Nice. Do you have a preference? Do you like how one fits over the other? Or
Oh
what
yeah, I
they
think
look
our city editions are definitely the coolest
Yeah.
ones. We just got them this year. I think they look the best, and yeah, it says the hills right here, so it's pretty sick.
like? Nice.
So yeah,
That's cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, you may or may not know this. I told you off camera a little bit, but we've both played for Coach Allfrey,
Yeah.
just a few years removed from each other. But what is it like to play for Coach Allfrey?
no, yeah, it's definitely an experience that any high school player should want in a coach. He's not afraid to tell you what you want to hear. If you want to hear it, or if you don't want to hear it, he's gonna say it, which is it's good. You want somebody to be able to tell you straight up and not sugarcoat things. I know that he has confidence in me to go out there and make the right play out there every night. So it's just great as a player knowing that your coach has confidence in you to go out there and make the right play and make shots, and that's all you really need is just have confidence.
Is he big on conditioning?
Oh yeah, for sure. We have a basketball class before season, and he has us running around the track out there doing, football, bear crawls, all this. So yeah, we're supposed to run to like Maverick or whatever it is in the back in a certain time, but we haven't had that happen yet. But we'll see if it comes out this year or not.
Let me ask you, Isaiah, how the team has been able to build team chemistry as you go from the end of kind of one team and you lead into an off season to a new team. How does the team build chemistry? You being the leader of the team.
Yeah. Over these past months, we've been in summer tournaments, camps. You can definitely see our improvement over the, a little amount of time that we've been playing in the summer. So we hang out there. It's always nice to just play, be around each other. The guys that are coming back, a few of them, we go work out together. We play video games with each other. Like, we're pretty tight off the court and on the court. So yeah, just hanging out around each other is probably the best thing that we can do for each other.
Yeah. What is your go-to game of choice at this point?
I don't know. I was a big 2K guy, but it started getting like boring, I guess, as you can go. So I started switching to the show. It's not a baseball game, MLB. It's so hard, but it's a good feeling when you hit a home run. So I kind of just stick to that game now.
That's awesome. What does the reality of high school basketball look like? So again, take now, let's imagine that there's an 8th grader watching this and they want to make a high school team. Outside of the glitz and the glamour and the lights and the games, what are some of the hardest parts of playing high school basketball?
Yeah, definitely. Coming into it as an 8th grader, you're probably going to notice the time difference and like how much time you have to put in to the sport. Because I know when I came in as a freshman, there's not a lot of like outside of basketball during the however long it is, the 6 or 7 months it is when you're in season. So you're really just it really shows like how much you want it and how much you're dedicated. So definitely, I would say a lot of time consuming. Like, you got to be prepared for that.
Yeah. How do you filter through all of the noise out there? So we've asked this a couple of times, but you've got your own thoughts and what you want out of the season. You've got your teammates, you've got your coach, assistant coaches, parents, you've got fans, you've got the kids in the hallways. How do you filter through all the noise of people telling you what you should do and fall back to doing what's best for the team? Does that make sense?
Yes. Definitely. Everyone's going to talk and everyone's going to, say things, but it's really comes down to like what you think and how you feel about yourself. Because the people that are saying stuff don't really know like what you've done or what the work you've done, So I would kind of just say you got to stay grounded, be humble, talk to your family, just find supportive people in your life so that you can talk to them about it. And I probably wouldn't, if you are getting criticized or, people are talking bad about you, just let your family know just so you don't have to hold it in. And, just stay close to your family and just stay humble. And
what about the most rewarding parts? I mean, we talked about the hardest parts. What are some of the more rewarding parts of playing?
Yeah, the rewarding parts are probably the best that comes with the sport. You do it for the praise and the good feelings of feeling like you accomplished something. So definitely, I don't want to say like the chance. I don't hear the chants or I don't pay attention to the chants, but I mean, you can't lie. It feels pretty good when like the student section or the gym's chanting for you, or just like all the praise that you get during high school basketball, and just a feeling of like your teammates having your back, and it's just a good feeling when people are cheering for you.
Hey, and shout out to Copper Hills High student section too. When we were here, it was rocking. It was packed.
Yeah, we had a good student section the past couple of years.
And at the Riverton game where he got his 1,000 points, like you had a good crowd there, and they came out with a big banner. And
It was a big crowd. Yeah. Traveled with you well.
And you'd mentioned, so you got the game ball from that game, right?
Yes.
What's on that game ball? Where did that go?
It's in like a little case in my room. It's nothing's written on it, just hanging on my room right by my bed. So I just look up every night, every morning. Just a great memory that I'll just keep forever.
That's awesome. You've mentioned several times that the work that you put in helps build that confidence. So what does that work look like outside of just your high school basketball practice time? Are you doing things outside of that to improve your skills?
Yeah, definitely summer is where the workouts definitely are more intense, more often. I work out with an ex-Copper Hills player named Preston Sanchez. He's the all-time leading scorer here right now. So he's played college ball. He has some good workouts that he puts me through, and it's just really good competition. We'll play one-on-one. So, yeah, definitely just also the weight room is big in the summer. You want to gain muscle and put on mass. So just trying to find ways to always improve for next year.
How many points do you need to score to pass Preston?
I'm not sure. I want to say it's around like 50 or in that area, 50 to 100 area, I think. So
should we bring the banner then on game one? We'll be there.
Definitely not game one, but we'll maybe game 2 or 3.
Hey, you mentioned you've played travel ball. Who's the best player you've played against? Who sticks out in your mind as well? That guy's different.
Yeah, we played and we play in the Under Armour circuit, so we play against a lot of good players through there. A lot of people will even go to the NBA through that circuit. So the guy that sticks out to me, his name is Tyran Stokes. I'm not sure where he's going to school, but he has all types of offers like Duke, Kentucky. He's a 5-star. I think he's the number 1 ranked kid in my class now. So just playing him was tough, but we actually beat his team once. So that's a pretty cool moment that we've had as a Hustle AAU team. So,
what are some of your favorite off-court memories with your team this last year? Are there any things that happened that stood out, whether that's a bus ride somewhere or travel? What does that look like?
Yeah, we go to Florida for a team trip every year, and it's always a good bonding time. We all stay in a hotel. We go to the amusement parks down there. Big Universal fans, so ride the rides, hang out. It's just a good bonding time. So I'd probably have to say, the moments we spent down in Florida this year.
Nice. We had a question from Instagram of who is your favorite, I don't know if this is real, FAISS?
Yeah, Fess. Yeah, okay. That was a middle school I played down in Vegas. We were a good team. I would have to probably say a few guys that stick out to me. Jalen Parker was a good teammate of mine. Jaden Fletcher. There's a lot. I know a lot. Tutu was one. Drew. I don't want to leave anybody out, but that team we were good. It was a fun time. Vegas basketball is a lot different from Salt Lake, so it was good for me to just be able to experience 2 different areas of basketball. So that was a good time.
In what way is Vegas different than Salt Lake?
Definitely more intense, I would say. The guards are way more faster, scrappy. You tend to find yourself like more out of breath. I think more because they run a lot down there. Like it's not you come down and run a play as we see a lot in like high school or stuff like that. It's just run, fast break all the time. You got guys in the 6th grade down there doing windmills. So just a lot of athletic freaks that they got down there.
Yeah.
What are things that you have on your agenda to improve on in this off season?
I would definitely say my free throw percentage is pretty solid. I think I'm in the 80s somewhere, but I would definitely love to bump it up around the 90s. So just going to the gym, shoot free throws. I try and shoot 100, see how many I can make out of 100. Then I would probably have to say just being able to get in the paint, have the defenders collapse and find the open teammate is one big one that I always try and improve on. And then just becoming a better leader, using my voice more, and just directing the team as much as I can this season.
Is that a challenge for you just naturally to call out a teammate in the right way?
Yeah, for sure. I think it's all about how you take it. You know, they just got to know you want what's best for them, the team. So you don't want to take it the hard way. If any of my teammates are watching, you know, if I yell at you this season, it's just from, you know, the passion of the game and how bad I want to win and how bad you know. It also comes down to like how much like effort you put into it. Because if guys are just jogging around, like you got to like, you know, put all your effort in, because it's our last year. Most of our seniors, for seniors, it's your last year of high school basketball. So you want to give it all you can, because, you know, you're gonna miss it when it's gone.
Yeah. Take us through that. What are the plans? Because I think you have an offer to Westminster, if
Yeah.
I'm not mistaken. So what does that look like here from a recruitment process? What does recruiting look like from high school to college?
Yeah, it's definitely something I was definitely more, I don't want to use the word scared, but just more on the edge about, just because I was so worried about, oh, this guy's getting an offer, why am I not? Or, you know, but the best advice I can give you is just, you know, they'll come, and I would say go to camps as much as you can for high school kids. It's a good way for the coaches to look at you. Exposure is good, you know, social media wise, but the best thing that I can say really is that, like, don't think too much of it. Like, if you're good, coaches know, and they'll come and find you.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
What do you like outside of basketball and outside of sports? What do you like to do? What's important to you?
Yeah. Outside of basketball, if I'm not playing basketball, I'm just either hanging out with my girlfriend or playing video games or working out my body and hanging out with family. That's really the 4 or 5 main things I'll be doing.
You've been awesome. Thank you for taking this time. I have kind of a 2-parter question here to wrap this up that we ask pretty much all of the players at this point is, if you could go back to your freshman self and give yourself advice, what would you tell your freshman self? And this is specific to you. And then the follow-up question is, again, to an 8th grader coming up, what advice do you have to younger kids coming into high school?
So for my freshman self, I'd definitely say be confident in what you do. You got a good coaching staff behind you, good teammates. Just go out there, make the right plays. I would definitely say start the weight room earlier, I would say, because that was kind of a thing I felt going into my freshman year. Everyone was kind of stronger than me and taller than me. So I feel like if I went into my freshman year more on the weight side and had more mass to me, that I would have held better ground for myself. But for the most part, I feel like I did pretty fine. So yeah, that's the advice I'd give for my freshman self. For the 8th graders, like I said before, just, you know, it's going to be a lot of time. So don't give up, or, you know, even if you have one bad game, it's one bad game. And there's not one bad game decide your whole season. There's many games you guys play. You're going to have 4 years to, you know, show what you can do. So, and just a big thing for me is just don't take things for granted, because you don't know what could happen. You know, a lot of people would die to be in this situation that you guys are in. And I know next year I'm probably going to look back and wish I could still play one more year. So that's what I'd say.
Well, you're great. Again, thank you for taking this time, and we'll be watching you this season and rooting for you. And I know that there are a lot of other people that are rooting for you, including young kids who look and they say, man, I want to be Isaiah Reiser. So props to you for being the person you are and the player you are, and it'll be an exciting year for you.
Sure. Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
Wish you all the best. Thanks.
Thank you.